What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And before we tackle today's episode, again, let's address the elephant in the room. I am alive. If you guys have not seen the community post I made a few days ago, explaining why I was gone, had a long hiatus to say the least, about like 5 or 6 months. Since my last upload, so I appreciate all you guys even watching this video right now. But regardless, life happens, and I'm happy to be still here to talk to you guys and react and everything, because I love making content for you guys. And also, with that being said, I have a new idea for the channel, guys. It's going to be pretty juicy. It's something that I'm going to be supplementing alongside the reaction. I'll keep that as a surprise for now, because I feel like I just want to see what you guys will like about it when I drop the first episode of it. Now, in today's episode, we're going to tackle, well, let's rewind. First and foremost, it's Dr. Bob. Okay, if you guys didn't already expect me tackling Dr. Bob since me coming back, you might need to tighten some screws. But anyway, we hitting Dr. Bob today, guys. And this is going to be juicy because it seems like it's a versus battle. But obviously not like a versus battle. It's going to be like a situation where it's a story type with both SCPs confronting each other. But regardless, it's SCP-001, the prototype, versus SCP-096. Shy Guy. If you guys already seen my videos, you already know my stance with Shy Guy. This guy's an ultra goob, but hey, it is what it is. But regardless, I want to see the prototype show out today, guys. This is going to be juicy. I'm excited that Dr. Bob's covering this, because I covered a few versus battles. I don't think I've seen Shy Guy versus the prototype, or any with the prototype. So I'm more than excited. With that being said, let's just get straight into the video. So with that being said, if you guys enjoy today's content, please remember to smash that like button. More than ever, just with YouTube's algorithm, when you're gone for so long, it takes a lot harder, even for your subs, to see certain videos. So it does really help the channel grow if you do watch this and just hit that button. It's 100% free, and it's aiding for the development for this channel. And if you guys enjoy it, it's a win-win. And also remember to smash the sub button as well too if you're not already part of the family. That's another way to stay connected. And last but not least, smash that noti button so you can stay plugged for each and every episode. And last but not least, remember to smash that noti button so you can stay plugged for each and every episode. So with that being said, without any further ado, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-001 prototype versus SCP-096 Shy Guy. Let's get it going, guys.
Dead bodies litter the streets, their skin burned and lesioned, their lips crusted with dry vomit, their eyes milky and white. This isn't the aftermath of a fight. It's the aftermath of a massacre. Nobody here stood a chance against the monster they died fighting.
I'm pretty sure this is prototype.
And the monster
maybe
isn't done. An unnatural shadow moves between the houses, skittering on pointed legs like death itself in the night. Perhaps what the Elder said was true. Only an even more dangerous monster could stop a monster such as this. The survivors all converge in one building, shaking with fear and following the single instruction the Elder gave them. Keep your eyes closed at all costs. And to think, the village was so peaceful until the demon arrived. It is a small, picturesque place nestled in the lush mountains of Chile, hundreds of years before...
What I think... Okay, wow. Savvy still got it. The first thing that came out of my mind is like, this looks like Chile.
The world became the connected whole it is today. It is a world where that which exists beyond your borders ought not to exist at all.
Ought not?
The people there live quiet and simple lives, herding goats and alpacas, growing crops in the hills, tanning, dyeing, and weaving. They are hardy people, acclimated to the often rough and unforgiving life on the slopes.
Well, life was simple. I'm sure it's still like this, but it's just crazy just in certain worlds where they just live in a bubble. Like nowadays, you can't even just do this stuff. You have to work, like you have to spend money, you have to pay taxes. Like places like this, like I don't even feel like you need to do all that. Just have like a decent life just to get by, like herding cows and stuff. Like it's just crazy when you think about it in the grand scheme of like everyone in the world.
Like most in their time, the people here are ruled by superstition, a firm belief in the existence of gods and monsters beyond the veil. Some would scoff at their faith, call them primitive. But the reality is, an open mind will often catch more truth than a closed one, because we all know the truth. There are indeed monsters out there, haunting the dark. Always have been, always will be. The main difference is that now we have an organization on our side, a group prepared to die in that dark so we can live in the light.
SCP.
The people of back then weren't so lucky. They were forced to confront the gaping jaws and burning eyes of the unknown with no aid. The same eyes that would soon...
How? What year was the SCP founded? I know like it's different for like there's never really like a definite canon for like the SCP Foundation, but I'm just trying to think. I don't think I ever came across like an episode or any kind of SCP content that talked about the date of when it was birthed. Well, not birthed, I should say established. What am I talking about? Like it's an anomaly. But yeah, I can't even think about it. If you guys know in the comment section below, let me know. I was just curious about that.
Be turning to the innocent people of this rural, isolated Chilean village. It all began with a missing teenager. The boy was out hunting for game in the forest when his parents realized it had been hours since they'd seen him. As the shadows grow longer and the sky begins to darken, a rescue party forms and ventures out into the wilderness to search for him. Armed with clubs, bows, and arrows.
Okay.
The mountain...
I was like, what are you gonna do with clubs if you know there's monsters out there? Like, you're gonna get that close to whack it? Like, you need to get some arrows and stuff. But I'm glad someone did.
Can be a treacherous place between the harsh terrain and the many dangerous predators who hunt out there too. Little do they know, the boy they are searching for has fallen prey to a new type of predator, one that none of the villagers has ever encountered before.
Prototype.
It's another few hours before they find him. One of the men in the search party remarks that the boy seemed to have gone far further than he should when hunting. Another replies that perhaps he didn't venture out here at all. Maybe he was dragged. No one honors that with an answer. They keep their heads down and keep searching. The possibility is too frightening to truly consider. If a dangerous creature has made its home in the forest surrounding the village, then all of them are in trouble.
Without realization, I'm surprised that they're looking for the kid. That's pretty nice for them, because if you're going to assume like worst case scenario, which is like highly likely that the kid got taken by a monster and you're out in the woods looking for said monster or kid that you know is pretty much dead, I mean, it takes a big person to put his life on the line like that, I'm just saying, especially for that not being their kid.
Not long after that, they find the missing teenager, injured and unconscious. He looks pale and sickly, with 3 ragged claw marks cut into his chest.
Still alive.
The silent thought passes between them. What animal has 3 claws? No animal that they know of. But now is not the time to think of that. They need to wrap the injured boy in blankets before he freezes to death out here or succumbs to his injuries.
He's still alive, though.
First, they need to ensure that he survives this. Then, they need to find out what did this to him. Soon, the boy is lying in the home of the town's medicine man, a rudimentary scientific figure with a wide knowledge of herbs and plant-based medicine. But he cannot diagnose the sickness that the boy seems to be experiencing. He has nausea, dizziness, a rattling cough that sometimes produces blood, and his skin is taking an odd, unnatural hue. This can't be the result of his injury, the medicine man concludes. The wounds are actually relatively shallow. This malady must have another source. The villagers pray for the boy and leave offerings and sacrifices at their altars for his recovery. But it does no good. Later that same night, he splutters blood and passes away.
Yep.
His dying words, heard only by the medicine man, is that there is a monster in the forest, and the most frightening thing of all is that he's right. Over the next few days, it gets worse. Far, far worse. The same mysterious affliction that killed the teenage boy starts to spread across the village, infecting the vulnerable and infirm with deadly sickness.
Was that part of the prototype's arsenal? Like, he was able to have this sickness? It's been a minute since I reacted to the one, I believe Dr. Bob covered the specific one about prototype SCP-001. Did he have that capabilities? I know it's been a minute, but sheesh.
Livestock begins to go missing, or are found dead when the sun rises, cleaved with the same 3 deadly razor-sharp claw marks. And if this wasn't all horrific enough, soon the crops begin to die off, as though the same sickness that's hurting the people and the animals is doing the same for them. It's impossible to ignore the reality of the situation now. There is a demon in their midst, and if they don't kill it, it will kill all of them. The town holds a meeting in their square, where it quickly becomes apparent how drastically the town's numbers have dwindled.
How's Shy Guy gonna
They are a shadow of their former glory. Some men suggest forming a hunting party to rampage through the forest, find this monster, and kill it.
Not me.
Others wisely bring up that this might leave the village's women and children undefended. What if the creature were to attack while they were all in the forest?
Yeah, I'll watch the kids, don't worry, guys. I'll watch the kids and the women. You guys can do what you need to do with this monster. Realistically.
It would mean certain doom. Frightened discourse soon gives way to a heated argument. People can become violent when they're afraid, and when the thing causing their fear is nowhere to be seen, that violence is inevitably channeled toward one another.
Honestly, since there's a sickness, I wouldn't even stay. I'll just skip town. Because regardless, even if you stay back, you're probably going to still catch it from someone that potentially had it, or was by someone that had it. So yeah, that's not the move for me. I'm leaving.
However, before things can get out of hand, the brewing calamity is quickly ended by the sound of 3 firm taps against the ground.
The old sage.
They all turn and see the village elder, an old blind man who uses a gnarled walking cane. The crowd falls silent. This man commands ultimate respect among the villagers, and for many, his presence has an immediate calming effect. Perhaps he would finally have a solution to this problem.
Old man charisma? Okay.
There is a way, he says with a slow, rattling voice. What is the way, elder? Asks a younger villager. An ancient guardian spirit that lives in the mountains. I can bring it here, and it may be able to help us. But there is one condition,
Shy guy?
one rule, which must be followed at the cost of all others.
Don't look at him.
None of you may gaze upon this spirit. You must keep your eyes closed.
Okay.
If you see it, a horror far worse than the ones we've experienced here will fall upon this village.
So he's alluding or insinuating that Shy Guy is more dangerous than the prototype. Let's see.
With the approval of the rest of the village, the elder makes a rough pilgrimage up into the mountains, made even rougher by his age and infirmity. But the safety of his village is at stake, and there is nothing he won't sacrifice to see that its existence will be maintained. The only thing he carries, other than his walking stick, is a length of rope.
I wonder if he had to blind himself because of Shy Guy. That's why he's blind.
Soon he reaches the mouth of a cave, an ancient cavern cut deep into the flesh of the mountain. He enters. As a blind man, the darkness means nothing to him. The cave is silent at first, but soon he hears something. A quiet, pitiful weeping. That is how he knows he's close to the legendary guardian spirit. The old man has never seen this supposed spirit, but if he did, he would know that it is a long, pale humanoid with grasping hands and a terrible face.
I mean, if he's seen it, we wouldn't be alive, right? Come on, man.
He knows the beast is capable of great violence, but he also knows that the beast is not evil, for it takes no pleasure in that violence. The elder's knowledge of the guardian spirit in the cave had been passed down for generations in his family.
Is that him?
He had been told throughout his childhood about how the guardian spirit defended their village in dangerous and desperate times. When bands of raiders had invaded almost a century ago, the guardian spirit destroyed them. When beasts emerged from the woods, the fear of the guardian spirit warded them off. And here and now, the elder is certain that the guardian spirit would be able to defeat the demon terrorizing them.
I can see from their perspective them thinking Shy Guy is a guardian spirit because all you gotta do is not look at him, and he'll kill everyone else that will look at him if they don't know not to look at him. So from that perspective, yeah, that does make sense. But how are you able to get him to do what you need to do, like bring him out of the cave?
He takes the rope and ties it around the weeping monster's neck, forming a makeshift leash.
What?
He spoke a soothing incantation and exhaled. It's time for you to serve us once again, Great Spirit, he said. And so begins the treacherous journey back down the side of the mountain. But in his absence, back at the village, the situation is deteriorating.
And Shy Guy's just letting this happen? I mean, I know he doesn't want to cause violence and everything, but like he's willingly just letting this guy just do this to him?
Hours have passed, and night is about to fall.
See the fight.
The demon only attacks at night, when they're most vulnerable. Fear has already poisoned the hearts of many of the village's men. They sequester most of the remaining population away in the village's largest home, and arm themselves. They have no faith in the Elder's mystic solution. They will find this abomination and kill it themselves. There is no other way. But
Makes no sense. Like, honestly, just why don't you just let him do it? Like, why are you so willing to put yourself out there to get yourself clapped? Like, what? Like, I mean, if you could have saved more lives with this process, why don't you just see it through?
Village square and prepare to lead an assault on the forest.
Make no sense.
They never would have expected the monster they're hunting to come to them.
Yep, let's get
And in an almighty flash, it appears in front of them.
Okay.
It's even more horrible than they'd ever imagined. A large, spindly beast with black spikes for legs, an emaciated body, the same 3 black claws that had left those terrible marks on all of its victims. But worst of all is the face, the featureless, tooth-lined maw, the huge glowing eye inside.
That's perfect.
It is a monster worse than even what their nightmares could conjure. Before they can even attack it, it unleashes a blast of energy that blows back the ones closest to it,
I'm used to
leaving them
that.
dead or dying, their skin horrifically burnt.
Okay.
Those for
So that was burns. It looked like an infection, like legit like radiation or like infection. So I was like, how does he have that abilities? So now it's burns. That makes sense.
further back run in to attack the monster, screaming with a fury that they hope will hide their terror. But the monster is far faster than
They're
them.
all so goofy, man.
It whips out its claws and slashes at them, hitting each one with a deadly kill strike.
Easy peasy.
They aren't able to land a single hit on the beast. As the bodies hit the floor, some try to run, but it's already too late. One person attempting to run suddenly feels a pain in his chest. He freezes in place, and then is simply sucked into himself, screaming, crumpling away, and disappearing entirely. While the language to understand how this man died would not be developed for centuries, we today would be able to say that the monster, today known as
Worst way to go out.
SCP-001, the prototype, created a singularity within the man's body, absorbing him into himself. The people cowering inside can hear the screams and the terrible sounds
singularity.
of their fellow villagers,
nuts.
their friends, sometimes even their families, being massacred outside.
I always thought the prototype, regardless of the status of the SCP, since it's a 001, it's just kind of crazy, like the movesets you will have, like he has. Like you would never assume that he would have all these random stuff, but it's just dope as hell.
They believe in the Elder and follow his teachings despite their fear. They keep their eyes forced closed. Some of their strongest men have gone out there to face the monster and had been slain. There's truly nothing they can do except wait and hope. Outside, the creature, the demon that had been the ruin of their village, is the only thing still alive.
See, Shy Guy.
The many bodies of those slaughtered lay twisted on the ground around it. Then, it begins to hunt. It wants to find the others. It gurgles and chitters, its legs making a tack-tack-tack sound on the ground beneath its sharpened points. The surviving villagers do all they can to remain silent as they hear it getting closer.
Should've left town.
Death itself draws near. Then, someone and something else enter the village. The demon hears them arrive and skitters over to investigate. The Elder has arrived.
Okay.
He knows what happened. He can hear the demon. He can smell the burning flesh of the dead. And he has brought another monster on the end of a rope. A guardian spirit. A thing that, centuries later, would become to be known as SCP-096.
The
Shy
Goob.
Guy.
But honestly, just being realistic, this old guy should die. Because there's no way he's protected from the prototype. I get why he's protected with the Shy Guy, because, you know, he's blind. Well, I don't think Shy Guy's going to defend him if the prototype's going to come after him. So, this guy must be counting his days.
And the demon had
Or
made
minutes.
the terrible mistake of looking at its face. The monster began to cry and wail. "You have defiled and profaned my village, demon," the Elder said, speaking over the guardian spirit's wailing. "This is your divine punishment. You will be removed from the face of the earth for your crimes."
Prototype's just still
The demon
clapping.
releases a blast of radioactive
Just being
energy,
honest.
striking the Elder directly
Thank you.
and killing him instantly. But despite the residual burns from the attack, the guardian spirit is unaffected. It continues to bawl loudly. Then, with the fury and speed of a bullet train, it roars and gallops towards the demon, its clawed hands extended. With one strike of the back of the guardian spirit's hand, the demon's body is thrown through a nearby empty house, tearing through the brickwork and sending it skidding across the ground on the other side.
Okay.
The demon rises shakily to its feet,
No, that's
dazed
not
and hurt.
enough.
It doesn't understand. How had that creature resisted the radiation poisoning? It only showed minor burns. It didn't make sense. It makes even less sense to the demon when the guardian spirit comes bounding through the wreckage of the house, its burns already somehow completely healed.
He's legit confused.
There is no hesitation from the guardian spirit.
Make a
It
singularity.
moves towards the demon, and the demon only narrowly dodges the spirit's grasp. It rakes its claws along the spirit's back as it glides past, leaving another 3 distinctive scars. But by the time the creature lands on all 4 spindly limbs, the wounds are already seamlessly healing. This is nothing like fighting a mere human being.
Oh no.
Perhaps the Elder was right. This creature is a divine punishment, and it really is here to wipe out the demon once and for all. But if that is the case, then this demon won't be going down without a fight. It creates a singularity
Thank
within
you.
the guardian spirit's chest. The spirit doubles over in pain, howling and clawing at the dirt beneath it. But to the demon's surprise,
No way.
the guardian spirit doesn't crumble like the humans did. The massive amount of radiation being caused as a side effect of the singularity barely seems to faze the beast. The demon strains to increase the power of the singularity within the guardian spirit, but other than causing it to wail and bellow louder, it seems to have no meaningful effect.
How is he not collapsing within himself with the singularity? Like, no matter how durable or strong you are, like, you still have self, like... I thought this would do a number on him, but is this causing him pain in general? I don't know about that, bro. Let's just see it. Let's see.
The demon, on some level, thinks it's as if the creature is held together by an invincible skeleton. No matter what it does, it only seems to be able to leave superficial damage. The monster is unbreakable.
But he could still crumble into himself and just still be alive. Like, I've seen situations where he just ends up just going back to normal. So I figured they will still, like, cancel him out and he will just pop up somewhere. But, man, I just guess that's not the case. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about that situation with the Shy Guy, because I figured that would do it for him.
The guardian spirit flails and lunges, breaking the demon's concentration and causing the singularity to collapse.
Prototype's done, man.
Taking advantage of the sudden respite, the guardian strikes the demon on its disgusting, bulbous head, causing it to stumble backwards, dizzy.
Again?
The demon steadies itself and gives a defensive screech, but the guardian spirit ignores it. Instead,
look at that stance. This guy has no movesets. Walking like a... Bruh, let's just see this again.
The demon steadies itself
this is
and gives
crazy.
a defensive screech, but the guardian spirit ignores it.
This guy is so overpowered, bro. It's OD at sometimes. Like, he has no official moves at all. Like, I know it ain't a video game, but like, it's just hilarious. I feel like it's just such a meme. Like, you know, Saitama from One Punch Man is like that memeable. Like, this guy has no moves. He's slapping this dude. SCP-001, the prototype, he's backhanding him, and he's legit confused, like, what is going on with this SCP? Like, he's actually shook. Is this crazy?
Instead,
If he's really going to win by just slapping him, that's nuts.
it leaps onto the demon and grabs it. Shocked by the sudden ferocity of its attacker, the demon clawed at the guardian spirit's face, wounding it but not deterring it. The guardian spirit has a grip that would put iron to shame.
What about his eyes or
Despite
something?
trying to wriggle free, the demon couldn't seem to escape. As the guardian spirit roars and stretches open its jaws, the demon activates its emergency escape feature.
Okay.
It creates another miniature singularity around itself, a wormhole, and vanishes.
Thank God.
The demon reappears in the woods, feeling, for the first time in its wretched
Scared?
existence, a pang of mortal fear.
That boy almost clapped me. That's what he's thinking right now, bro. He's like, what the heck just happened?
At least it was able to escape back into the woods, where it could steal away into the night and fight again another day.
Jesus.
It understands its enemy now. It could figure out weaknesses.
But Shy Guy should be right there, because no matter where you are, he's going to find you. You looked at him.
Could plan, strategize. But its thoughts are
No time.
interrupted by a familiar, horrific wailing. Shocked, the demon looks up. It sees the guardian spirit
Oh my
bounding towards it across
God.
the forest, barging through trees and splintering them into wood chips. How? How had this creature gotten here already? It's as if it has an innate sense of the demon's location. The demon steels itself and summons all of its power. It would need to annihilate the guardian spirit now.
This shit reminds me of the meme from Boondocks, where it's like, what did these niggas do to get this nigga that mad?
Man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Oh my God. This is funny, bro.
now, or it would be done for. It opens its freakish head, and the eye in its mouth glows, releasing a wave of radioactive heat that bakes earth and disintegrates trees in its path. It catches the guardian spirit in the blinding blast and wipes it out. When the smoke clears, there's nothing left of the guardian spirit but a charred skeleton. The demon approaches, perhaps to investigate the
You pulled
kill,
it off?
perhaps to take in the victory. But suddenly,
Nope.
the skeleton rears up, already beginning to regrow its flesh, and
Jesus.
closes its clawed hand around the demon's throat.
Oh my God.
The demon screams, but not for long. Check out the Dr. Bob Patreon
Bruh.
become a junior researcher
No way.
and become a junior researcher today.
So you actually
Now
killed
go
him?
and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob, like SCP-001, the
He actually killed him.
dead bodies.
Okay, I thought worst case scenario, they might just stop, it'll be a stalemate, but I didn't think he was going to actually kill him. I mean, it's insinuated like he wasn't going to be screaming for that much longer. I wanted to see how he was actually going to kill him, because Prototype's pretty durable too. But anyway, that was pretty cool. I like the storyline, how they actually got it together. Like, it's a spirit guardian Shy Guy for a village. Like, oh my god, it's just ridiculous. But I mean, that's just my own bias against Shy Guy. Again, regardless, this is pretty dope. It does make sense just knowing about Shy Guy and how durable he is. But man, I really thought that singularity would do something to him, low key. Even like, no, that wouldn't even work too, because if he uses singularity to warp Shy Guy, it doesn't matter where Shy Guy's at, he's still gonna find him. So regardless, prototype was done. I'm just surprised the singularity didn't do that much to him. But with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this reaction, please let me know by smashing that like button. Let's try to get at least 100 likes on this. This is really too easy for the fam, but I know it's been a minute, so let's warm up to that. Also smash the sub button if you're not part of the family, and also smash that bell so you do not miss an upload. And also remember, in the near coming days, I'm gonna be bringing a new series to the channel. It's gonna be different from reactions, so hopefully you guys like it. If not, just let me know in the comment section below about that on said video, or whatever tweaks you want me to add to it. But again, I'm going to leave it for a surprise until I drop it. But yeah, and I'm really happy you guys are sticking through with the kid. So with that being said, I hope you guys all have a blessed day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.